Kash Patel was sworn in as FBI director today, not since J. Edgar Hoover has the head of the department invited so much controversy. But controversy may be the word of the week when it comes to the Justice Department, from the Mayor Eric Adams' corruption case to top prosecutor resignations. So for tonight's interview, we turn to CBS's justice correspondent, Scott MacFarlane. So, Scott, Kash Patel is now the head of the FBI. What does that mean for the Bureau?
Immediately, it means they're going to move people out of Washington and redeploy them elsewhere in the country. The first announcement from the new FBI director, Kash Patel, is that about 1,000 agents and employees are going to be relocated from the headquarters area here in Washington to the many dozens of field offices and resident agent offices nationwide. That's a first change, but there's a more fundamental, transcendent change happening here, John. That Kash Patel had a job opening to apply for in the first place is big moving forward. The previous FBI director, Chris Wray, stood down from his post just before President Trump came in, knowing he'd be fired otherwise. And the FBI, the Bureau, which prizes its independence, is now led by a Trump loyalist, an ardent one. Perhaps this is the future where presidents bring in their own personal FBI directors.
Scott, on that question of the 1,000 agents being moved out of the Washington into field offices, is the idea behind that basically Washington is where, this is as Kash Patel sees it, Washington is where the trouble is for the agency, so get them out of the swamp and into the country?
Kash Patel argued at his confirmation hearings he wanted to depoliticize the Bureau. Runs counter to him being a Trump loyalist, but that's a promise he made, and there is an optics to having 1,000+ agents and employees in Washington, the epicenter of American politics, when they can be elsewhere. But the broader argument he made declaratively today, John, is that the field work is in the field, not in Washington, D.C. And really, he in the past talked about turning the Hoover building here in D.C. into a museum of the deep state. He's already removed quite a few people from the Hoover building today.
So, as you say, the FBI may now change into an instrument of the person in the White House. This is also the charge leveled at the Justice Department. There were developments in the case involving Eric Adams. You were at that trial this week. Update us on the latest developments in that case.
You need a little bit of a scorecard here, but the judge in this case had very limited flexibility. Both the prosecutors and the defendant want the case dismissed. Usually that means dismissal. But the judge wants to hear from a third party first. An outside attorney, a former Solicitor General, a well-known figure in Washington named Paul Clement. Come in and make your argument as to how this should go. There have been concerns there was a quid pro quo between the mayor and Trump's allies at the Justice Department to get this case kicked. Both deny it, but the judge wants to hear from the outside lawyer. And John, he set two deadlines: March 7th for filings, March 14th for a possible hearing. So for about another month, Eric Adams remains a charged felony defendant.
And the idea here is that Clement, who was at one point on a list of Supreme Court nominees for Donald Trump, the idea is that he would be a fair arbiter of a very hot political question. Is that the idea?
Because on Wednesday, at the latest hearing, there was nobody standing in there on behalf of the citizens or the alleged victims of the crime. There's now bringing in an outside lawyer to button things up, sharpen the arguments, the judge said, to help clarify his upcoming ruling.